Welcome back from the break. My name is John Quartey. This is Sports, where we'll tell you all you need to know. And just before we got to the commercial, I was telling you that by any last minute, we are being told that Serbian coach, the former coach of the Blasters, Milovan Rajbac, will be named coach of the Blasters. We are being told that it's a matter of agreeing on monies which will be paid to him. We'll give you all the details before we release this very program and also in a subsequent bulletin. But the Blaster coaching job never seems to be going out. Everybody is talking about it since Monday when CK Akron was fired due to poor performance by Ghana in the African Cup of Nations, not African Cup of Nations, in the World Cup qualifiers. Remember, the Ethiopians, we beat them by a goal to nil, but a poor performance despite the win. But we were embarrassed by the South Africans in Johannesburg. So when the call came from the masses, the Executive Council of the Ghana Football Association respected and ensure that CK walk off the set. Well, we'll be speaking to somebody who knows Ghana football very, very well in every capacity because he managed Ghana football years back. Dr. Nyaho Tamakloe speaks about the issue of CK being sacked and Ghana football as a whole. Let's hear.
With the question of CK Akron being sacked, I think CK himself has sort of overstayed. I say so for quite a number of reasons. CK has an experience, there's no doubt about that. But he's not the leader. He's not the leader. If he tries to lead, it will always fail. Because he's not a person who has that qualities that a leader should have. That's why I keep on saying all the time that if you need a coach, apart from the professional training, you need somebody who's tough and can lead. So that the boys will not just toss him about. And that's one thing that happened to CK. Now the second point is that CK, when he came in there, it appeared as if he was afraid of his own shadow. Why do I say that? To work for a government, because CK was working for the government, because the government was paying him for a fee. And for almost 7 months, you never had any money as a salary. It's a big worry. That notwithstanding, a car meant for you, for the coach, an official car, you were denied that. Thirdly, rather, your official residence where you should live, where Apia lived, was given to another person. I mean, such things, if it had been me personally, I would immediately resign. You see, because that tells the public the sort of material you are made from. The culture of resignation is not in the Ghanaian. I always say in the African. And we say that even in politics. People stay in power, they are not popular, they try to massage constitution. We've seen just one happen in Guinea recently. Yeah. And yet they still want to be in power. CK should have resigned. If he had resigned earlier, he would have had tremendous applause from some of us.
Is the timing good to sack this? Is the timing very good? Looking at the 3 weeks to the World Cup qualifier against Zimbabwe, both in Harare here in Accra, Kumasi. Timing of the coach, is it the best thing to do?
No, naturally. If they feel he's not performing well, definitely he has to go. I mean, any time that they choose, you follow me. But I think also the FA itself is confused, totally confused. Because that 72 hours they gave that 3 gentlemen to look for a new coach, it doesn't make sense to me. Either they have a coach in waiting already, that I don't know, or these 3 gentlemen can never get us a good coach within that period. Mark my words. Now, if we want to continue with getting a good coach for this country, then we have to get money. To get a good coach now from the market, you have to pay roughly about $100,000 a month.
If you think that CK was set up to fail, do you think that he was set up to fail in this very job by the FA? I'm sure certainly there are those who employ him, though the ministry and the government pays it. Do you think that he was set up to fail?
Well, if you look carefully at the pronouncements of the FA boss, you get a bit alarmed. Because I've never heard anywhere in the world that an FA boss will come out in public to say that the coach is not the final say or has no final say as far as selection is concerned. That is what it meant by that statement. And to me, that alone is very disturbing. And that should have alarmed CK Akonodan. That if he's not careful, his authority will be undermined. And that is what happened. If you want a competent person, somebody who can really mold the people. And you see, there's one mistake we have been making. The quality of players we have now is not good. You see, you can't compare the boys we have now with Stephen Appiah, Kufuor, what do you call it, Asamoah Gyan and all this. In fact, when Asamoah Gyan was invited into the Blasters, I was then the head of the FA. You follow me? Now, these are quality players. Or Suleiman Tari. These are quality, highly intelligent people. We don't have them. And we don't have them for the simple reason that the boys don't get matured and then they are sent outside. Now, if you are a coach and such an important assignment has been given to you, I believe strongly it is your duty to make sure you personally coach these boys. But what has been happening now is that when we fight a tournament or a contest, they just import them in from outside. Some of them even from third division. Some of them are bench warmers in the various clubs where they are. And then immediately start handling them. Definitely, they will never click.
Somebody was of the opinion that if you fire CK, what happened to the technical director at the FA, who is an expatriate and done very, very well, even got involved in inviting players? Should we keep that man to do his job who pay?
No, I would have fired him immediately. Because it is his advice that led CK into this sort of situation in which he is. Unless CK ignores some of the advice that he gives. But if CK listens to him carefully, but the sort of technical advice that he has been given is totally rubbish. Totally rubbish. And that led us into this sort of situation in which we find ourselves. So if CK has gone, he should follow him.
As a country, if we have $100,000, should we spend on the coach?
If we have $100,000
to pay?
Yeah.
As a country, should we bring in a foreign coach $100,000?
No, but I have said, you see,
$100,000.
I'm happy the president himself knows football very well. He knows about football very well. He's been a footballer before, years back. You know he supports what?
Tottenham Hotspur.
Oh yeah, Tottenham. I've always had doubts about his local support for Kotoko. Because when we were kids, I knew he was not a Kotoko man.
Okay.
Now, you see, if government wants good results, if I put it that way, very good results, then they have to invest money. It has been done before. Look, Kwame Nkrumah put in money and you got the results. But mind you, even at Nkrumah's time, when we won 2 CAF Cups, all the players were locally based. Listen to me carefully. See, these are some of the mistakes. So we've had our own brand of football. After Nkrumah, the next CAF Cup that we had was under General Champon. The same thing. Local players with a lot of patriotism. After that, the next also was under Jerry John Rawlings, where even we thought we shan't even get anywhere at all. We couldn't even have the money to fly to Libya. They sent an aircraft here, took us there and brought us back. We defeated them. That tells you something. And once again, we are talking about boys who are committed with love for the nation. It's not a question of appearance fee of 100,000. That's not what we are talking about. The European clubs, when they play national matches for their various countries, those that I know, they are given nothing. Sometimes those of them who are offered something, hand it over to charity. You follow me? So I think we have also to find the thinking of some of these boys. That a national assignment, it is a national assignment. It's not the team's work.
Is the blaster problem a disturbing coaching issue? Is it a disturbing issue for Ghana, the blaster coaching issue? Is it a disturbing matter for football in Ghana?
Well, it should be. It should be a disturbing matter. You see, because that is the most senior position that we have in football. And because of our experience in the past, and the fact that we've been able to take 4 caps as far as this country is concerned. And mind you, we've been to, the World Cup 3 times, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, 3 times.
One with Dukovic, who I employed at that time. The second one was Milo. Luckily, I was then the ambassador in Serbia. Yeah. I interviewed him when Kwesi Tete and Papo called me. And also the third one was under Kwesi Appiah. So that is a remarkable achievement. And the world expects us to sustain that position. But here we are. So as for the Black Stars, if we really want good results, as I've said time and again, then the government must be ready to put in money. Because the private companies here are not helping much. So it needs an injection of funds that can sustain it. And of course, greater part of the money will go to the trainer.
Okay. The next coach that comes, if you have the opportunity to advise him regarding the blaster, regards to the World Cup qualifiers, the African Cup of Nations, what advice would he tell that coach in case or he decided to come and visit you in your house? What would he tell him regarding Ghana football? What would he tell him?
No, I'll assess him first. If it's somebody with no self-confidence, because before they pick him, definitely they might have looked at his records. You follow me? Many a time it depends on the number of coaching, number of countries he or she have coached before. Yeah. You have to look at that carefully. You talk to the person, you know that this is a person with self-confidence, but he's going to be a leader. Somebody who can control or is going to control younger boys. And if you don't have that strength, you can't lead. It's just like in the military. You follow me? Yeah, if you're in the military, you lead people, you lead troops. And you must have self-confidence. If you don't have self-confidence, forget about it. So that's the first thing I'll look in that coach. And secondly, whether he's committed at all to the work that he has been assigned to do. But you can have a coach who will not be committed. Like we had this one who left. What's his name? Was his name? The one who came before, who left before C.K. Akono. I forgot. I just mentioned his name. That Grant. Yeah. Grant also destroyed our football because he hardly lived here. He was always in Europe.
How did you destroy our football?
Our football now. I told you, we don't have the quality yet. We had it some years back, but we don't have it now. But it's a simple thing. A coach is employed to work at a particular place. He was employed to work in Ghana to see to it that he brings out talented footballers. He trains them well. You follow me? He uses his tactics and experience to let them win matches. And all this were not done by grant. He couldn't even give us one person he has trained as a coach who we can call this striker. It's a striker brought out by grant. Not even one. You follow me? So it is very disturbing when we have this thing repeating itself. Unfortunately, CK did the same thing. What he does, he waits for a match and then brings the boys in. It's so amazing. Even one of the boys who himself came on radio to say that he was surprised to be picked. I mean, this is a serious.
The whole season, I just played one match.
Look at that. Yeah. So it tells you what I said. That the FA itself is not in good stand. He said it himself. Yeah. in question of, because he says all the boys that have been brought there were not his own selection. He made it clear to us. That's why I said, if that had been the pressure from above, wherever it came from, I don't care. And he's somebody with a strong will. All he would have done is to take his pen and resign. And that would have been a big plus in his football career. Yeah, so as I said, CK himself made that basic mistake. You see, I was expecting him to focus on local players. I'm being frank with you. Yeah. Some of our boys, the league that just ended, we have so-called best striker, best defender, best midfielder. I mean, at least he should work on them. He should work on. None of them played the first match with Ethiopia. And I can tell you, one of our boys, I'm Hasselfolk, no. But that boy, he's a talented footballer. Yeah. I'm telling you. When I watched him play on the 20 and they won the cup, I wasn't surprised. You follow me? This is a material you can use and improve on. Yeah. But he didn't. I mean, look at a man like this defender, also from Hasselfolk.
Is it Nuri Sule or who?
No, Nuri Sule, the other one. I haven't forgotten the name, I think he played the left center half or so. Okay. Very good defender. When he brought him into South Africa, he did very well.
Yeah, okay.
You follow me? Yeah. And if you are not able to train the football, when Jamfi and others were handling the Black Stars, they trained them here. I mean, we should start doing that so that we have our own brand of football, like the Brazilians have. So you can know that this is Ghana soccer. Okay. You follow me?
One of the reasons why following Nana's expose was trying as much as possible to ensure that government does not interfere in football administration. Those government's money that pumping in. In Ghana, it's a different scenario. Does government still interfere in football administration in Ghana, and why do you think so?
I think government does, because I would say they call the shots because they put in the money. And that is normally one thing that FIFA doesn't like. You follow me? If they get to know that government really is interfering, the FA will be in trouble. But here maybe we cover it up, so FIFA is not aware.
This very administration, the MPP administration, do you think they are not interfering in football administration here in Ghana?
Well, that one is difficult for me to say. Very difficult for me. I would have said it if I got fast to support what I'm saying. Yeah. But some of government leaders have come out to talk in a way that you can see that they have some sort of influence on what is happening.
Is that helping our football?
No, it's not. Definitely it will not help our football. You see, the moment you do that, let me give you my own personal example. When I was in the FA, I remember President Kufuor had a chat with me before he appointed me in Cape Coast. We were there for a congress. And he said, Nyaho, I would like to send you to this place. And I remember all I said was that, then he later said, when you go, don't go and play your old tricks. So I said, I've been saying this because it's quite true. He told me, don't go and play your old tricks. I said, hey, Kofi, what old tricks? I even forgot to call him president. I said, Kofi, what's the old tricks? He said, don't go in favor of Accra House of Folk. And then I told him, oh, Kofi, then when I'm working, leave me alone to do my work. And believe me, he did. He never interfered.
So from what you're telling me, President Kufuor
never interfered. In fact, if anything, I want you to say it again. Oh yeah, he never interfered in my work. I've said that time and again. He never interfered. Kufuor never, ever. Whenever he comes to the stadium or gets close to us, I remember then Kojoba Redu was the sports minister. You know, he rather allowed this. It was under my chairmanship that we started paying the boys in dollars. But I discussed it with him. It's where the money is there. They can be paid in dollars. That's how we started paying them dollars. And we started buying their tickets for them. And we started putting them in 5-star hotels. I'm telling you, I think I have already talked about so-called appearance fee that they have been demanding. That is totally wrong. To the extent that in one particular contest, they each asked for $100,000. And I believe it was paid. I mean, that is serious. You follow me? Because the white chaps that you see in any contest never ask for such monies. You see? So you ask yourself, where is the love for the country? They don't have the love for the country. That's why I say all the 4 caps that we have, 2 under Kwame Nkrumah, 1 under General Chiambo, 1 under Flight Lieutenant Rawlings, were caps that we won with patriotic feeling. That now it is not there. Yeah. They are not committed. If boys are committed, you see it. I mean, those who played for us in our first, no, I think our second World Cup. Yeah. The first was in Germany, eh? Yeah, the first was in Germany. Yeah, look at how they played. They played their hearts out. We didn't even see that in the second, let alone the third. Yeah. In South Africa, I believe. Yeah. You see, so things are really getting bad. And if we really want to lift football up to the level that it has been for some time, then we have to put in money. Oh, as for that one, without that, we should forget about it.
The African Cup of Nations will be held in either in Yaoundé.
Yeah.
Yaoundé, that's their capital, or Douala maybe. Mm-hmm. What can we do to win the African Cup of Nations? The last time Ghana won the African Cup of Nations, I was born in second D. I was only like 8 months old when I was born. I didn't see.
Oh yeah, it's almost 40 years now, if not.
Yeah. What should we do to ensure that that drought is beaten and win the African Cup of Nations? Is it possible?
Oh, it's possible. It's possible, even at this stage. You get the right coach who is committed. He knows about his work very well. He is a good leader. Well, he's going to handle the boys. And he will be given a total freedom to handle the team. That you can see a change. But as I said, a good coach, then you have to make sure that you get the good money that can hire him.
What should we do between now and then so that we'll bring the trophy to the Kotoka International Airport?
Now, we look first and foremost, whoever comes as a coach, first and foremost, he must look for good material amongst the boys we have. That is very important. Even amongst the locals here, we have very good materials, you see. Then secondly, he should definitely mold them in a way that he thinks they can win a match. Okay. That is very important. If he feels somebody is a striker and he feels he can play a different position, allow the coach to do that. Okay. That's his job. And he must be very strong as a leader. Because you are going to take control of very young people. If you are not strong, they will go astray. And that's one of the faults of CK.
Let's talk about the GFA and the way we appoint or we elect our GFA president. How should we change the mode in which we elect GFA president? You were telling me something offset before we came on. Which kind of person should we, or what are some of the qualities we should look for, or which way should we elect a new GFA president?
I believe strongly from this sort of experience we have now, or we have had, next contestants, those who have been interested in taking that position, the FA law should be that they shouldn't be club owners. That's point number one. Two, they should not even be on the executive board or anything at all of any club. Now, thirdly, they should be very competent people in their own field.
Okay.
Very competent, with independent mind, but they will listen to advice if given. And finally, they should be experts in tactics, their own tactics, and also be able to turn the boys around the way they want so that they can be achievers.